Hello fantasy managers, and welcome back to another video from myself, Will, and fantasyfootballhub.co.uk. This video is going to be having a look at the best 3-4s to own, how we should prepare for a potential double game week for Man City assets, as well as having a look at the players that we should target for blank game week 28 and blank game week 31. Also going to take a look at Wolves' 5-3-2 formation and what it potentially means for Traore. Before moving on to my team and my transfers ahead of the upcoming game week, let's get to it. Okay, so to have a quick look at forwards, we're going to go into our Opta tool. We're going to have a look at the game week range. Yeah, let's go for last 4 game weeks. And let's keep it on shots, actually. General shot volume. As you can see, Calvert-Lewin coming out on top there. So something Ancelotti's doing is definitely working for Calvert-Lewin. He's getting a lot of shot volume, which is a really, really important stat for your fantasy picks. Because obviously, if they're not taking shots, they're not going to score. Getting lots of shots inside the box as well. 15 shots inside the box is a top amongst forwards over the last 4 game weeks. Next is Firmino, and I think Firmino is a good pick, right? But I also think that Mane and Salah and also the Liverpool defenders are a good pick. So squeezing Firmino in might be a little bit difficult. Aguero is obviously a fantastic pick, although his game time is potentially limited. Then you've got Jimenez, brilliant pick. I've got him. I'm very happy with him. You could, you could do something like jump over to our comparison tool and compare the likes of Jimenez to Jota. Let's have a look at how that turns up, because obviously you got Diego Jota, and he's looking like he is a serious pick again now. Obviously he scored the brace at the weekend, and as you can see, he is comparable to Jimenez. So this makes me think that the Jota could be a good pick. So one thing that does concern me about Calvert-Lewin is that Everton do have a pretty horrible run of fixtures. They got Man United at home, Chelsea away, Liverpool at home, then a good fixture against Norwich, and then Leicester at home. So doesn't scream like a lot of goals there. But, having said that, he does seem to be playing well, and Everton are in brilliant form. For me, he's a player that I probably wouldn't be bringing in, but if I had him, then I certainly wouldn't be selling him, because he is in a rich vein of form and he could make a mockery of those fixtures. Another player that a lot of people are talking about and a lot of people are transferring in is Fernandes, and I can understand why. He is on set pieces, he has got a good eye for goal, found out that he is on penalties as well, so that's a lot of positives going for him. For me, I'm not considering him. The main reason is because of fixtures. Again, Everton away, Man City at home, Tottenham away, Sheffield United at home. That's likely to be a blank game week, and then from game week 32 it does begin to get a little bit easier. So I think I'm going to hold off Fernandes, mainly because of fixtures, also because his price point is a little bit difficult to get into my team. I think there is an argument, if you are flush with transfers, you're wondering what to do, you could potentially look at, potentially De Bruyne to Fernandes. I don't think that's a terrible move. Just going back to the best 3-4s, and the other one that's kind of piqued my interest is Shane Long. Now he's coming in at a very cheap price of 4.6, and that is pretty appealing. Comparing him to Danny Ings, there is a difference there. Ings is getting more shot volume, but Long is producing the goods. He is in a rich vein of goal scoring form, and I think with those fixtures, if we flick back to the fixture ticker again, you can see that Southampton are top there. Now, again, it's unlikely that they're going to play in game week 31. Around a 80% chance that they're not going to have a fixture in game week 31. But, despite that, they've got really good fixtures around that. And I expect that Long will continue scoring. So if you're looking for a good budget option, then I do like the look of Long as well, along with Diego Jota, along with Jimenez, along with Calvert-Lewin. So these are the fours which I think are really, really good value. Now, a lot of people sitting with Jamie Vardy, myself included. I think the time to get rid of him was a few game weeks ago. Leicester got a really good run of fixtures now. Norwich, Aston Villa, Watford, and potentially Brighton, although that might be a blank game week. We'll come to that in a little bit. But I think that probably the time to ditch Vardy was a few game weeks ago. I think if you've got him, then you've got to keep him for Norwich, Aston Villa, Watford. I still do think that he could come good and could get a few goals over the next few game weeks. One thing that really did shock me is that top transfers in this game week, you got Fernandes, which, I've gone over. I think that's could be a good move, but they do have slightly tricky fixtures. The next one, though, Aubameyang with over 100,000 transfers in, and he doesn't have a fixture this game week, so I have no idea what people are doing. He's got a blank fixture. He's not going to score any points this game week, and it's unlikely it's going to be part of another move. So don't go transferring in Aubameyang. And in general, this is a game week where you want to try and hold your transfers until the end of the game week if possible, because there is a potential double game week in game week 29. So in answer to Omkar's other question, should I prepare for Man City potential double game week 29 players by ways to get in Aguero? You've got to wait to the end of the game week. So I'm recording this on the Tuesday. You've got to wait till Thursday or Friday this week. So just to reiterate, and according to Ben Crellin as well, try and hold your transfers till around 5 p.m. on Friday. And if we don't know any more information about potential double game week in game week 29 by the deadline on 7 p.m. on Friday, then it's really unlikely that that double game week 29 will happen. But at the moment, it's certainly very possible that we will still get a double game week in game week 29. So the advice I can give now is just hold on to your transfers. Okay, lots of people asking about game week 28 and game week 31 as well, and potentially the players that we should bring in. What I would say is that first of all, go check out my blank game week 31 and 28 video that explains, the chances of teams having blanks and when we'll find that information out. The second thing I'd say is not to get completely caught up by the fact that we are having these blank and double game weeks. So it is important that we play the fixtures around it and not get too caught up in these blank game weeks. There are still other game weeks going on, and while it's good to be prepared, while it's good to have a plan, that you still are preparing for these other game weeks as well. In terms of what players to bring in though, I certainly think that Wolves are a very, very good team. Now I'm tripled up on Wolves. I actually bought in Traore last week, and the switch to 3-5-2 has me really concerned, because it means that Diego Jota, especially because he got a brace, is likely really to take that Traore spot. And I'm very concerned by the switch to 3-5-2 and for Traore's chances of starting, and certainly starting further up the pitch. So at the moment, I don't think there's anything set in stone, and it probably is a wait and see. And I probably won't transfer out Traore this week, but I am very concerned by it. And if he doesn't start next game week, then I probably will have to get rid of him, despite the fact that I just brought him into my team. I do think that Wolves have a lot of good assets. I've been talking about Doherty for a couple of weeks now, and I think that, I can't actually get him, but I think that if I could get him, he would probably be my prime pick. Obviously, you've got Jimenez. At the back, you've also got Bolly. I've got Bolly. I'm very happy with him. I think that he's a great cheap option. And you've got Jota, you've got Jimenez as well. So two really good striking options as well. I think of the two, despite Jota getting the brace last week and him being a good option, I probably still favour Jimenez slightly as well. Just before we go on to my team owned transfers, if you're not a member yet, you can go to fantasyfootballhub.co.uk/free trial and access all of these member benefits, including loads of double game week resources. Okay, this is my team going into blank game week 28. As you can see, I do have a full squad in terms of my outfield players, but people will also notice that I've got Henderson and McGovern in goal, which means I don't have a playing goalkeeper this weekend. The move that I'm going to make is likely going to be McGovern to Pope, because obviously Pope plays this game. He's got a good fixture, and also he's guaranteed to play in game week 31 where he's got another good fixture. So two good fixtures. Burnley also beginning to get a few more clean sheets. So my move is going to be McGovern to Pope. Allows me to hold on to Henderson for Sheffield United's good fixtures as well. So those two rotate really, really well until I'll likely play my wild card around game week 32, game week 31 time. My transfer last week was Madison Traore, which didn't work out, and I'm a bit annoyed about that, especially now Traore seems like he could be out of the Wolves starting 11. So I'm going to monitor that situation, but it is quite frustrating, especially because transfers are so precious at the moment. If Traore doesn't play, then Bolly will come in. I don't think he's a terrible pick this game week. At least he does have a fixture. And Spurs are looking pretty toothless at the moment without Son and Kane. Captaincy this game week, and I think that it's fairly safe to go with Mo Salah. He has been performing. He's a little bit lucky to get that goal of the weekend, which kind of went through Flappy Hansky, but generally, he has been performing, and he looks like he's always capable of scoring goals. I think that probably the one that I would be tempted by there is Vardy, Norwich away. I think that's a good fixture, and I'm probably going to put my vice captaincy on him. But otherwise, I hope you have a good week and an even better blank game week 28. Bye for now.